Hi everybody, good morning. I'm here today with Tom Barnard. He is the CEO of CEE Business Media, and today we're going to be talking about essentially how our new partnership formed, what Wolf Summit is doing to support third-party clients in the event space, and about Tom's event that's happening tomorrow.
Yes, thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.
But I feel it feels weird. I'm used to talking to people virtually. So
yeah, should we actually put our mask on? Actually, I'll put my mask on. I'm talking to you. No,
can you maybe go and get your laptop and sit in a room?
Exactly. So thanks, and I'm glad to be actually here in Wrocław at your offices and the huge offices. And tomorrow we've got this set up with your team. They do about 10 or 12 guys getting things set up for tomorrow. We've got our first virtual summit. 100% online. That's part of what we're talking about today, is the pivot from our physical events to the online events.
Yeah. So traditionally, Tom would hold how many, 3 or 4 events per year?
Yeah, 4 or 5 big awards events. Yeah. In Warsaw, in New York, and Tokyo. Yeah.
Yeah. So Tom has an event space, and he would host gala dinners and award ceremonies. Last year, you launched your first CEE X Tech Awards gala. So obviously, similarly to us, hugely impacted by the restrictions around COVID. So Tom was a guest during our March event, which was our first virtual one. Very impressed with how we handled it, and reached out to us to handle all of his events going forward. So we're hugely thankful to Tom for his cooperation, and it's actually given our team much more proficiency in using the Hopin platform and experimenting with what we can do with it.
Well, it's impressive how fast you guys did the pivot from the physical event planned in March, which was canceled. But you had 2 weeks or 10 days to shift to the online. 8 days. Okay, incredible to watch that happen. And I saw on the Hopin platform something that's quite different than the old-fashioned one-way webinars, which are already passé. So 2019 already. So what I think was cool about the Hopin platform is the fact that you've got this virtual networking, chances to meet new people, which is a cool tool. There's 3 minutes speed networking, which is fantastic. The virtual information booths, because the problem for the webinars is that the people that are on the webinars, no one's know they're there. You film the screen, great. But if you're one of the hundreds watching a webinar, there's no ability for that person to get any exposure and be known that he's there. And I think the Hopin platform was great. And you guys being the Hopin European technical support team, extremely lucky, brilliant, don't know what the word is, but I think that the tool of Hopin is underappreciated so far in this part of Europe. And I think it's a way cool, wonderful platform.
Yeah, no, I mean, having worked with it now during 3 of our own events plus 3 events for third parties, I can, we're very well versed in how it operates, and what they're implementing going forward is really quite exciting. So the whole analytical suite, when a delegate visits a sponsor's booth, as you'll see tomorrow, post event, you have a full CSV printout of exactly who visited and interacted with the sponsor. So these are the data insights that sponsors are going to pay for, and that's really crucial going forward for events platforms such as Hopin.
Yeah, well, we made the very quick pivot. I mean, it's interesting to have someone said, "How do you guys do it so quickly?" It helps to have a gun pointed at your head.
Yeah.
So we doing lots of physical events, so it's pretty clear that was not going to happen, at least for the rest of this year. Let's say you can be optimistic, say October, September. I don't think so. I think it's going to be the whole year wiped out, and maybe we're back in the springtime of next year. Nevertheless, so we made this very quick transition to the online with you guys' help and Hopin. And I think what's amazing is that there are so many events canceled, postponed, think they're going to take place in September, October. The event that we're doing here tomorrow, we're doing it because so many companies vacated the space very quickly.
Yeah.
There was SSON planned for Lisbon in the shared services sector, postponed till after summer. ABSL in June, postponed till November.
Yep.
Aspire, Krakow, postponed till October. And so there's a bit of a vacuum in the space. So we thought it's interesting to kind of jump in there and test out this platform and fill in some of the content space and ability for these guys to meet each other, because they're all in these kind of silos of the webinars, but they're not going beyond that silo. and they're not meeting new people. And that's what I think was cool about this.
And how have you found attracting sponsors to,
Yeah.
to a virtual event?
Hard. I mean, everyone's cut budgets.
Yeah.
I mean, every budget's down significantly. I don't think there's anybody out there that has a bigger budget than before. People are really hurting. I think the money is very difficult for everyone. I understand that. The advantage of the online platform, first of all, let me say, I don't like it that much. I'd rather have physical events.
Likewise.
But c'est la vie, that's where we are. But the advantage is that there's vastly lower cost structure on the online platform. We're not having fine wines and whiskey shots and live music and
Casual
hotels. Yes, we don't have that. So the advantage is there. Therefore, our prices for tickets can go down substantially, and they have. Prices for sponsorship have gone down substantially, but people are learning how to do it, and I think that's the process. Is how will the sponsorship work, and that's where we come in, learning the platform with this virtual booths, which I think is one of the cool things you got.
Yeah, and from my perspective, I'm absolutely sure that most corporations are going to really, be quite restrictive in sponsoring any in-person events this year. It's just the reality that we're in. So, my personal partnerships, such as what we formed between Wolf Summit and CE Business Media, it's the way forward, in my opinion. Traditional not that we were competitors, but traditional competitors, I believe, should look towards a co-opetition model, because you're going to be fighting for an increasingly smaller slice of the pie. So in my mind, sponsors are going to look to really large events. So if you can partner with a traditional competitor, host a much larger event, then you're going to stand a bigger chance of attracting that vital sponsorship for events.
And I think for you guys, Wolf Summit and using the Hopin platform, you guys have found a new revenue stream. And I think something that's of huge value, because the Hopin platform is great, but they need huge technical support. And I know they're bunched up in terms of lots of clients that are in the queue to get services from Hopin, and you guys are providing the technical support for that. And I think that there are more and more of those guys. I know you're bidding on a Dubai project right now. You've got one in New York. I think you've got potential to roll that out substantially. And but yet people need to discover how this thing works, and that's in the process.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I think, like we were discussing yesterday over dinner, it's such a new environment that a lot of people aren't, they're not comfortable in hosting a fully virtual event first time around. So there's almost like a hand-holding process, guiding them through it. And it's, let's be honest, it's not rocket science, but there's a lot of moving parts that if they fall out of alignment, the caravan falls off its wheels.
That's right. That's right. Well, let's talk about. That's probably.
So let's talk about tomorrow. What's the?
Well, thanks. Yeah, we've got 35 speakers tomorrow. These are from the SSE sector, of course. We focus a lot on the Central European Shared Services sector for many years, 8 or 9 years. And so we've got speakers from, starting off with Roman Lubachevsky, kind of the granddaddy of the sector, chiming in from Krakow. We finished the afternoon with Elias, formerly from Deloitte, coming in from Brussels. And in the middle, we've got guys from 4 or 5 Japanese SSEs speaking in the morning. We've got location advisory guys out of London and Brussels. We've got about 20 SSE directors from Central European SSEs, including Hungary, Romania, Lithuania, Poland, Czech Republic, Bulgaria, Romania, I mentioned. So quite a good crowd. So if you're into the shared services sector in Central Europe, it's worth at least an hour of your time, if not half a day. That's the idea.
Great. So, and it's still open. I mean, you haven't closed registration yet, have you?
No, it's open until today, 5 o'clock, because I know that the Hopin platform has to have a little bit of a connectivity there. You can't just sign up the last second. It does take about 5 minutes of looking at that platform, but it's worth it because of this networking and connecting and seeing who else is on the platform.
Okay, and how's it been? I mean, obviously we've been onboarding your speakers over the past few days, but what's your pain points been and difficulties that you've encountered?
Well, I think the opposite. It's been great. Your team has been wonderful. We got Patricia and Justina. I'm usually doing it myself, so now we got Patricia and Justina and the others calling up. So I think it's been wonderful. The team here is great. What about 8 or 9 or 10 of you guys tomorrow? How many will you have tomorrow?
Here? 11 tomorrow.
11. Okay. Yeah, so no, it's been great. I think people understand it. They're very forgiving. People are in terms of speakers and attendees because everyone knows it's new. Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
And the old expression, to the pioneers go the arrows, the settlers the land. So we are sort of pioneering this a little bit, which is fun. It's quite interesting, and I think we're ahead of a lot of people because of that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of as we discussed just now,
we'll make some mistakes. We're going to make some mistakes tomorrow. That's the life.
Yeah, there's always, sometimes the problems are outside of our, the organizer's control. If Google Cloud has a lag or there's a disruption to the network services, that's just part and parcel of being in the virtual event space. But likewise, you can always have an issue with sound and lighting at a live event. So
yeah. Right. So anyway, it should be a good day tomorrow. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be not as busy as our pitching contests, but it will be quite rapid fire.
We'll catch up to you a little later on.
Yeah.
In terms of numbers.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you have next week your event, right?
Yeah, 28th we've got the our 100 Wolves pitching contest. And then next month we've got 4 or 5 various events, as well as another one-day.
Yes. For us.
Yeah, actually, we could touch on that now.
Well, 18 June will be our first digital matchmaking event, which is for connecting IT software providers in Central Europe to global buyers, whether it's the US, Western Europe, Asia. 18 June, back here again, using your platform again, plus your matchmaking platform, which I think is great.
Yeah, we've got to make some adjustments to cater to your, different titles of the attendees, but. Yeah,
should be good.
No, looking forward to it. It's exciting times, and obviously no substitute for the in-person events. But let's make the best. Let's make the best of the situation.
That's where we are
until we can get back to our mingling in person.
Exactly.
Okie dokie. Well, thanks a lot, guys, for being with us today.
Thanks,
we're gonna dash now and carry on prepping for Tom's event tomorrow.
Good. Thank you.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.